Welcome back to Good Moms, Bad Choices.
I'm Erica.
And I'm Neela.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy hump day. Wait, I'm going to do this. And
Get close.
I'm trying. Okay.
Ooh. Pop that bottle. Can.
That's a can wine, baby.
What is it called? Love White?
Love White, white wine, California. Let me try.
Cheers.
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 Wherever you are listening right now, cheers. This is not a sponsored ad.
This is totally just, not sponsored at all.
What
We
if
just
I
drinking
came
it.
up with a sponsor?
Shaka.
I just came low key.
Right. There you go. Plug us.
Got
Please.
paid
Bring
and I brought all this product for you guys.
It's like, can you imagine? You're like, I'll just leave it, just point it up, okay?
I brought a gift, I have an announcement, and I was like...
We're joined by lovely Fashion Mama's founder, Natalie Alcala.
Thank you.
This is a long time coming. I'm really happy to have you here, Natalie. Natalie is, like Jamila said, the founder of Fashion Mamas, which is this amazing community that I found through my dear friend Nisha, who's a part of Fashion Mamas. And but Fashion Mamas is all over the United States. You guys have got
All over the world.
all over the world.
Austin to Australia, baby.
Hey.
Oh, hey. We have some listeners in Australia. Shout out to Australia.
To Rainy Poo.
Yes.
It's their Instagram. I don't even know if that is that Instagram.
No, it's like Rainy
Strapo.
Yeah. So thank you for coming. You're also a mama, obviously, of two.
I'm a stan of this podcast, so thank you for having me. I'm a longtime follower, listener.
Of course. Tell us about your babies. How old are they?
I have a 6-year-old boy named Diego
Mm-hmm.
and a 2-year-old girl named Rio.
You're busy.
Yeah.
I'm so busy. They just keep me busy like 24/7. And even though I work all day, it's just, they're always on my mind. So being a mother is just totally its own job, but we're somehow, some way supposed to do both all the damn time. And yeah, it's just, I mean, thank God for therapy.
Amen.
And weed and drinks and all the party favors I can get in.
Honestly,
Amen.
I feel like you have to go hard in both.
I mean, I was just telling Jamila that I was like, I think it's time, if you guys have been listening, then me and Mila are, we like mushrooms, and in COVID, mushrooms has kind of been like my saving grace, because I had so much, I've been dealing with anxiety on and off most of my adult life, and it got to the point at the beginning of COVID where I was like, I need to take pills. Like, I need to take something. And so I actually did take some pills, Xanax to be exact, and it worked like a charm. It was great. But I was like, this worked too good. I don't want to be a pill popping, Xanax having mama.
And I can see how it can
and you know what? And like, no shame to moms that take Xanax. I just know myself, and I know that I will cross the boundaries of Xanax. And so I was like, I need to find another solution. And so my friend was like, have you ever tried microdosing? And I've taken mushrooms, but I've never used it for that, like in like the heat of like despair and like an anxiety attack. And it's really, really helped me. And I'm not having anxiety at all. I'm actually going to be using mushrooms this weekend just for pure enjoyment.
So fun.
Because I have no kids this weekend, thank God.
Enjoy.
But yes, party favors.
They used to call me Pill Queen in college.
Oh, okay.
So
Quite the nickname.
my stepdad was a doctor, and my favorite activity after school was opening his cabinet and whatever pills there were. Maybe Vicodin, maybe, who knows, a free-for-all. And just snort it.
Went straight to the head.
This is a fellow woman from the valley. Welcome to the
Welcome to the valley where there's nothing to do but fuck around.
Fuck around.
Valley girl.
Valley girl.
And yeah, Pill Queen, I was proud of it. Hoover was my next nickname. You can guess why. And it's just like, snort all the things I can.
What is
Definitely
Hoover?
My whole,
Yeah, wait, I'm
No,
confused.
like-
What's Hoover?
like, the vacuum cleaner.
Oh my God, that's
My
so
specialty was definitely snorting my entire name.
good. Oh.
Whoa. That's a long ass name. bitch.
Right.
That's a lot. 7
Was it just
letters.
Nat?
Right.
For some reason, no one gave me the grace of shortening the name. They were
well,
like,
you had that nickname.
Yeah,
Everyone calls me E anyway.
Wow. That's
And, it's taken me now in therapy to laugh back and be like, I'm proud of, like, all of the ways that I got here. But, at the time, you're doing it to maybe fill a hole or just maybe numb whatever else is going on, or maybe just to fucking have a good time because we're so bored at that age. And
Yeah.
like we had supervision, but not someone around the clock with us. And I've always been like a baddie in my heart. Like I just knew I was a little like that gets me going. You know, some people are just like they don't have that need for another layer of the world, seeing that other side of the world. And I go like this because I think about literally the soil coming up and just seeing what's underneath the hood.
Mm-hmm.
But when I've done mushrooms, when I've done all the things, I really think that people have done drugs such as ourselves, they've just seen that other layer of the world.
I agree. That's a good way of saying.
And it's a vibe that we all can share.
I totally agree with that. Me and Jamila, we actually went to Joshua Tree, I don't know, maybe like 2 months ago, and that was the first time, like, not the first time, it's been a while since I've used mushrooms super heavily, because I been microdosing or take small doses. When I was out there, I was like, I'm gonna go all the way in. I went all the way in, and I definitely peeled back a layer of the world, okay?
Oh my god.
Both of
Has
us.
it ever gone wrong?
It wasn't, no, I mean, not for me. Actually, yes. There's been one time when I was in college, I was in like a studio apartment with like 7 people doing mushrooms.
Oh my god.
In the winter.
Ooh, yeah.
In LA or New York?
New York.
That's
It
terrible.
was horrible. It was like
'Cause you need
we were all
nature around
crammed in
you, I
there.
feel.
I was like with a bunch of weird energies.
Oh,
Like I
no.
couldn't leave. It was just bad. I think even like I don't want to.
Yeah.
But it was not a good experience.
Yeah.
Whoop, shit.
I need to be in nature to do that.
Yeah.
Because you have to see like everything come to life around you, like the trees and
Right. There's definitely certain environments that are better than others.
Mm-hmm.
But I agree. I feel like when you
Like
do,
I don't know about you, but I don't think I can do it just in a room that's just 4 walls and nothing to do. I need music. I need.
You have to like set the scene.
right.
For me at least. I'm not one of those
Yes.
people I'll take things like on the fly if I'm with people sometimes.
But there's certain drugs for certain setups.
But I have no problem saying no, I'm good. I'm not. I know I'm not in a good place or around people I really want to experience this
You're
with.
not like an addict then.
Thank God.
That might say something.
I mean, thankfully, yeah. I don't think I have an addictive personality per se. But I mean, besides weed, I guess I'm definitely addicted to weed.
I mean, I've had my share. I think I'm like a I can be a semi-addict, but I'm so conscious enough. I'm like, oh, bitch, this is getting too, like, you're doing this a little too much.
Mhm.
Pull back. Like, your life's not getting anywhere doing this. Pull back.
Well, I think parenthood.
Yeah,
Well,
parenthood.
how to do that?
Oh yeah.
You gotta wake up tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh, you gotta like be a whole mom tomorrow.
Right. Like
Yeah.
no, can't do that. You keep that line.
Like I'll do it on
Keeps
Wednesday.
us honest, holds us accountable.
It does, because like your kid doesn't care if you're hungover the next day.
Oh no, my 2-year-old, she's awake, bright and bushy-tailed at 6 a.m. So I can go hard.
Did you plan your kids or like was it? I mean, I know you're married. I'm just wondering if you planned because because of your pre-party life or what was your name? Pill Girl?
Yes,
Pill
yeah,
Pilger?
Queen.
Pill Queen, aka Hoover.
Like, what was the transition into motherhood and like was it planned and had you retired Pill Queen by then?
That's such a good question. So in 2013 is when we got married, and we went on our honeymoon, and then by New Year's we were pregnant, and just because we've been together for 10 years, so
Oh.
it sounds fast, but it's been
It
a
was
long
long
road.
time, right?
And we cried, and we were crying from tears of joy, and we were scared because we lived the single life you can, like the best single life you can possibly
You
have.
partied,
We
you
were
did it all.
raving, we were partying. We would go to Orange, which is a city, and there's like EDC and all those things, and it was just like we really lived our best life. And all my friends would laugh. They're like, haha, imagine Natalie a mom. And it was just like so not part of my brand identity that when it happened, I was just like, how is this gonna go down? And it's so weird. I just feel like women are survivors through and through. Like we feel like we give us a challenge and we're like, we can do it.
Mhm.
We can do it somehow, some way. We're gonna get through this mud and like get through it. And it is a real thing. I know it's gonna be corny, but it's just once your baby's there, it's just like, oh shit. Like this is cool that they're part of me and this is our new life and they love me unconditionally. And I have something that's gonna keep me responsible, hold me accountable. So I felt like I could experiment and see if I can just grow up a little bit. Not saying that this new, like, I'm back. I have a 2-year-old and I'm back.
Yeah.
But I just felt like at that time I was like, look, sober up for 9 months. Let's see if I can do this. It was the hardest thing. I have to say. And I have a best friend that hopefully Dina, shout out. I'm going to see her after this. She has a 2-month-old. And she was the biggest smoker of all time. She would be my husband. My husband, morning and night and in between. And she's that same person. And she's been sober for 9 months and 2 months. 11 months. And she's just like, girl. And I'm just like, I feel you. It's so, so hard. And
we sound like crackheads. We're sober.
I mean,
so hard to be
can
sober.
someone out there relate? Can someone out there relate?
I mean, honestly,
Because I'm sitting here listening to you and I'm like, I totally understand and
Yeah.
agree. And then I'm like, for people that don't
No,
do
they're
any of this shit,
understanding.
they're like, for people that
What
don't do any, like, are not
I
drinkers,
used to-
smokers, they're like, these bitches
are recovering addicts.
I used to judge myself. I really did. And here's what I decided to tell myself is that everyone has a way that they live. Everyone has a reason to wake up every morning. And if their slate is clean and they wake up with a clear head and they're just like, I don't need a thing to run around this world, amazing and good for them. I need to function, to like release some stress. I need my things. And that's just the way I live. And we can go into trauma. We can go into the past. And girl, I need it. Like, for me, that keeps my engine running. And look, I'm still a productive ass person.
Right.
Yeah, you're
So it's
successful.
So I'm just like, that is my story I tell myself.
No, it's a true story. I agree with that. I think that everyone has their things that they need to be productive. And
Some people
sometimes,
take Tylenol. Like,
right,
I
and
don't,
sometimes it's tea and sometimes it's tequila, That's,
Mm.
mine happens to be both.
yeah.
Actually coffee. But, whatever.
Tequila.
Yeah.
And people don't really give women credit. Like, I always say this, but first of all, I probably got pregnant because I was acting fucking crazy. Like, partying with my baby daddy, just staying up all night, drinking, just acting crazy. And when I got pregnant, I was so fucking scared, even though I'd fucking known him like 15 years. But I was like, wait, I didn't get a 2-week notice? Like, I want to go hard for 2 weeks. Now that I know, and I probably was like, am I pregnant? My period's like, I'm like, let's just go out. And then I took a pregnancy test, and then there's this whole, and this is why we started our podcast. This is it, like, because it's necessary that we all come together and be authentic with ourselves and with others without judging ourselves, because it gives people permission to not cast judgment and not judge themselves. But the truth of the matter is, we're fucking human, and we're high, and we're young, and we're women, and we have our own identities. And I think when you get pregnant, suddenly there's this flush of, oh shit, I have to be this different type of person. You judge how you used to be, the things you've done, because now you're a mother and there's like this title. And then there's like that first 2 years that we talked about that you're just congratulations coming out of. And you're like trying to find out like a piece of your old self with probably like not snorting a lot of drugs. And then
Not at all.
not at all.
Actually.
And, right, not
Only
at all.
from the earth.
Right. And then
And alcohol.
and then the piece of yourself that's like catering and being an example to someone else. And it's a huge fucking transition. And men really don't have to do it immediately because you don't have to carry the fucking baby.
Yeah.
110%. I think that we should also be destigmatizing that there's a direct relation with using recreational drugs or, items that make you happy inside with like, yes, I think you guys have talked about in a past podcast that there's certain type of cannabis flowers that when you're not going to be productive on indica. And sativa, you could be like, you know what, I could function today.
Right.
And it's just like educating yourself. It's not like whatever is down to go up my nose. Like,
Right.
that was Natalie in high school and
Right.
in early college. But I'm an adult woman and I know the things that make me happy. But what about the woman that has a Prosecco every fucking day?
Right.
They have something every day, and it's just I'm almost like, I'm glad I'm still here because I have skeletons in my closet that I'm just like, I wake up every day having to face that, having to be reminded of that. So I'm just like, we made it. We are functioning. You have a successful podcast. I have a business. And we get to do all of this too. It's almost like we want to welcome people into the world. Like, guess what? You can do both.
You
As
can
best as
do it
can.
all.
Right. Right. You have to be able to live with the darkness. You have to be able to embrace the beast inside of you. Like it's a life lesson to embrace the duality of it. Nobody is perfect, even if that's what they show you all the time.
Because, not to take a dark turn, but there's stories where you can just say, like, I've had enough. And I almost want to be like, I wish I could have covered that person in love and a joint and been like, baby, let's I promise if you just release and not worry about people judging you, you can be set free in your mind for those hours that you're on this ride with me. And that's how I really feel. Because think about how crazy even now 2020 is. It's enough to go insane. Yeah, so we can judge ourselves all
every
we
other
fucking
day.
want, or we can feel good right now. So right now I'm going to do that. I'm going to be political. I'm going to make the smart choices and take a stand and be an activist, but I'm also going to get fucked up and numb for a minute. I'll see my kids in an hour.
Right.
Amen.
There's a lot going on. I'm going to be just, and also I'm going to get fucked up. I've got to do both. I'm going to
What do we got to lose at this point?
No, I agree. I mean, I think that you can't, we feel like you have to lose a part of yourself, and like Jamila was saying, like there's this big transition, like from being, the girl you used to be, having this baby, and then it's like, okay, I'm doing this thing, and then when I have the baby, it's back to like the old thing again, right? And you're just like, no, it's not. And
Right.
like, what does that look like? It's confusing and it takes time. And for those listening that just have, like, maybe you have 2-year-olds, like, we have 6-year-olds, and I know there's people that listen that have 20-year-olds, Like, I remember, if I knew what I knew now, and I'm only 5 years in, like, I would have been so much more forgiving on myself. When I first had Irie, I was so hard on myself. I felt like I was supposed to be this certain way. And, like, I didn't know how I was going to, I felt like my dreams, my goals, like, I already was kind of, like, wasn't sure what I wanted to do. And then motherhood made me even more insecure in the beginning. The empowerment came, obviously, later, and I absolutely think, like, a lot of mothers know that feeling that motherhood really has empowered you and made you feel more confident in so many ways. But for me, at first, I did it, and I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? I'm not successful at anything. Like, I've been acting my whole life, and I feel like I haven't had my, like, big break or something, and, like, my mom has a successful brand, but I don't know if I want to follow my mom's footsteps. My father was a pro athlete. I have all these shoes to fill. What the fuck am I going to do? What am I doing? Am I good at anything? Like, I don't know. I have a baby daddy who's like, he's getting a lot of attention. Like, maybe I should just support him because he's really good at it. And like, I started to lose myself and not really know who I was and who I am. And like, it's just like, you get to that point, and like, we're a tribute to that, like, that you can do that, you find that. And like, for you, like, I don't know, like, I look at the community that you've built, and like, I'm in awe of you. I really am, because you do have 2 children, and you have built an amazing community. You have events, like real like nice events, guys. Her events are fucking chic.
They're fucking chic as fuck. The chicest fucking mom event I've ever been to.
Me and Jamila, I think we even talked about your event. We did our Coachella episode 2 years ago. Or last year, it was part of our Momchella.
It was.
Yeah, we were like, first we went to this like chic ass mom
event. It was
event.
like the most classy mom event you can imagine.
You guys rolled up chic as fuck too. I was like, who's that girl?
Like, we had our Coachella looks, okay? We had our outfits together.
So good.
And little do you know, we like planned to stalk you that day. We had a game talk, like a talk in the car. Like, okay, so this is what she looks like. Her name is, okay, this is what we're doing.
Because we had just started our community, like starting to build our community.
And we were looking at yours and like, wow, how fucking
yeah.
amazing. How amazing. And then like, we were thinking we may have done a couple of events at that point. I'm like, how does she do this out of town? And so many people are there.
Like,
What was I doing?
People gave her things?
I was like, it's beautiful.
Alcohol. She didn't buy that.
I was like, we need to be friends. We need to be friends with her. We need to know her secret.
And what I'm doing, talking the whole fucking time. It's like your wedding every time.
No,
you
it
guys
is.
know that.
No.
You guys know that at this point,
But
right?
You don't enjoy it.
But even Natalie, we were like, we're gonna manifest it, right? So we go in there. We had like a game plan, and we go in the kitchen to eat, and we're talking, and then we just look up, and she's like, "Hi!" I was like, "Oh my god, look, we didn't have to find her."
Yeah, with her, I think you're breastfeeding.
Yeah.
You just walked up and said, hey.
They've been hanging.
And then we were all talking, and I was like, wow, we just like totally just laid out the plan, and she just walked right to us. And in the middle of the conversation, one of the chicks comes up and she's like, Natalie, is the rice and salad gluten free and vegan? And you're like, you just stop, you like pause, you're like, yeah, of course. And then you keep going, and then you go, is that the most fucking LA shit ever? I'm like, we're all just start laughing because it's so LA.
It was.
So cute. So LA. But it was perfect. It was just manifested.
Oh, my
And
God.
our plan was to stalk you, and look, here you are.
Here you are.
No.
We've manifested you into our seat.
The
here.
literal love is beyond reciprocated. It's just one of those things, like at events, like, you know, the moment you walk in, I'm like, let's go away for like 2 hours and gab. But it's
You
just talking
can't.
to 110
You can't. There's
people.
no way you can connect with every single person at all. Period. There's just no
No.
way. And
My only goal with Fashion Mama is to reward women that are just like, look, I'm going to try to do my career still, have my identity still, and be a mom still. And look, sometimes mom won't be at the top, sometimes career is going to be at the top, but I have a baby on my hip. Like, you're going to do both. It's not one of those things where we're singular at all. I don't work that way. I don't think that's humanity.
It's not.
I think that we wake up sometimes and we're just like, my only goal today is I want to look cute today. I want to take a good IG that makes me feel good. You're still a good mom. You're still, I know, I believe in you that you're feeding your children and you're making sure that they're set up on their Zoom. Like, I believe that you can be as many of the things as you want. And guess what? They're not going to be 100%. I can't tell you that I do anything 100%. As much as the chic event you said, I can tell you the little corners we cut, and I can tell you the fuck-ups that happened in my 4th trimester when you guys saw me and I see you guys coming in. I'm like, they're so hot. And I'm like a gross, I got lots of skin, like my baby, and like my boobs are filled. It's just that we're all judging ourselves all the fucking time. And only in 36 years of my life am I set free right now where I'm like, I've had the maximum amount of kids I'm going to have. Bless your heart if you have more. And I'm just like, I'm me, this is it. And I'm just going to ride and be alive right now.
Ride it out, right.
what a beautiful place to be too. I mean, like for me, like I don't know if I'm done having kids. Like, you know, I'm not married. I'm in a relationship now. I'm with someone who wants to have children, and I go back and forth. Mostly not
You're
back.
a youngin', girl. Like,
Mostly not back to feeling like I want them. But
Yeah.
then there is this part of me that's like, oh God, like maybe I do. Like maybe I could have one more. But like to know, like I'm done. Now what? You know, like that's
Right, like-
that. I feel like that also offers like a kind of like this beautiful freedom, like
Yeah.
this feeling.
But
like,
it's a boundary thing, and it's a thing I probably needed as having an addictive personality. Like, you're probably like a much more sane and sound person for it. But I create like I'm done with this. I'll do time blocking in my day. That's how I do it all. Even though I don't do it all as like perfect, but I do it all because I'm like, oh, it's 12 p.m. Turn off close my laptop, and I'm going to listen to Luis Miguel or some Spanish, and I'm just going to dance around my clubhouse because it's like my workout and my stressor, my stress reliever. And I just create these boundaries for myself no matter what, even if I'm not done with a thing, because my brain works that way. So
I need to be better at that. Honestly,
You
like I
set the
need to
line?
be better at stopping things, even if I didn't finish them, because I will keep going and going and going,
but
and
you'll
then
be
probably
a shell
still
of
won't
yourself
finish.
by the end.
I know, I am. And I'll keep going, and then still won't finish. And it's
Yeah.
like, I probably could have finished had I just
Faster
shut
if you gain
down.
momentum by re-energizing.
I know, oh my God, if my man's listening to this.
Oh, but
he's
I can
always
talk about all
trying-
the sloppy. I'm sloppy all day, but that's my one little thing that I do. But I'm just
That's a
definitely
good tip though, that's a good one, because I
Time
feel like
blocking.
if you, like for me, like I need to hear that, because I feel like there's a lot of people out there that don't know how to just, and then I beat myself up. It's like, no, it's just like, this is just the boundary, that's the rule. We're gonna carry on the next day, so
Yeah.
thank you for saying that.
No, I just feel like I create these the games we play with ourselves, right? The games we create. I just create these little like games and boundaries and guidelines to exist. And I am that type of person that needs to do that, because leave me alone in a quiet room, all alone with no one around, with no substances, and I've got to face things that I've been in the past. And I know I'm so dramatic at times, but I just really do feel that way. I'm just kind of like, why am I like this? Why did I, like, my mother never had one man in her life, but the men that she did choose to have in her life for a long time were abusive men, or were like men that were just toxic.
Mhm.
And those were, and I was raised by a single mother. Women are like gods to me. It's more about the men that they brought into their life that are toxic, that stayed in my mind, that stuck around.
That affected you.
Exactly.
Right.
So what I did, and I turned that around, this wasn't even part of like what we're talking about, but I'm just going off because I feel so
go on,
safe.
yeah.
But it's like the toxic men that we are encountering with our parents or anyone in our childhood, we were just like, men are bad, right?
Mhm.
So I just like was like, I'm just gonna fuck with men all my fucking life. I'm gonna find the hottest guy, make him fall in love with me, fuck him, and then fuck all his friends. And that's what you do, and you're just like, I have power over you, and no matter what, even though they love me, if they're too nice, I'm just like, I'm still gonna fuck you up. Yeah, I'm still gonna do it. And you're almost like justifying, and you're seeking justice for the bad men that hurt your mom.
Seeking justice. Wow.
And that's my excuse. Like, it's not okay. Any of
So
it.
how did your husband?
Sorry,
come in?
boy.
How did your husband come in here? I mean,
Yeah.
or did the healing happen before that, or was it an ongoing
Oh,
thing?
no.
Like,
It was literally right in the middle of it. So my husband came in right in the middle of my toxic relationship that I was just cheating on him with all his friends. And I met my husband at a bar, and he came in with a girl, and I sat on his lap and I was like, you're cute. And that's not okay to do. And I'm 21 years old. No, 20 years old. He threw my 21st birthday. And I just went on his lap, and not okay for him that he accepted me, received me on his lap. But we just had our moment. And look, the reason why I was still with my ex is he was younger than me. We're babies at that age.
yeah, such
And-
babies.
And it's like we are just trying to stick it to them all the time. So cheating was my abuse. He was abusive towards me. So I was like, I'm going to break your heart by telling you like other men make me feel good. And for men, that's almost more
That's the
hurtful.
best type of abuse.
Right.
Exactly. And
Tips
so
on how to hurt a nigga 101. Tell him other men are better than him
tell him you
sexually.
went to the movies even. Like
Right.
they're just like
Tell him he
their
spent more
ego.
money. Tell him he
has more money,
better sex.
And he's a bigger dick. And they'll crumble and melt.
And this man, Vlad, wholesome. The most wholesome person. And for me, being like my Raggedy Valley girl that just lives spicy, I was just like, he was just so sweet. And I was like, how can I corrupt him? But he's 6 years older than me, and he would pick me up. So we just started hanging out. And then MySpace. This is all our communication channel
Yes,
was MySpace. So I would
Oh.
shout out on MySpace, me and my girl, we need a ride to Coachella. He's like, I'm the guy you sat on the lap, like, do you want to ride to Coachella? And I was like, okay. And I jump in the car with him. This is not safe in this day. But in MySpace
But
day,
you know what it was? Kind of. It's okay.
It's not safe.
safer then. It's safer
2004.
than.
And you know how many strangers I've gotten into cars with that I probably should have been kidnapped 27
Right.
times?
It's safer then than it is now. I feel like kids were more on the internet then versus now. Creepy old men can be on the internet because they figured it out. Like, I was mostly talking to, if I was talking to an older guy, it would maybe he was like 21 and I was 16. You know?
Yeah.
You know, there were creepers for sure. I don't want to
Oh,
discount that.
But you mostly just chat with your friends on AOL that you know.
Mhm.
exactly.
But MySpace was that place. I mean, I met my boyfriend, the
Mhm.
Michael Jackson person.
I know.
I met him on MySpace.
Ah!
I remember recently I was driving the other day and I was like, oh my god, I forgot I had a boyfriend from MySpace. And it was another guy, like a whole ass boyfriend I had that I forgot.
I did
about.
too.
All right.
I was like,
MySpace.
I was driving towards Long Beach and I was like, I had a boyfriend in Long Beach.
You had a lot of boyfriends.
I was
We
like,
didn't
what
say
the fuck?
family on MySpace. Facebook suddenly is like family.
Family.
Oh,
MySpace was
because you could do, you could do anything.
Exactly.
Right.
So this is the best flex that maybe if the youngins are listening, the guys, what he did is we drove and he was like, let me tell you about all the guys in my scene that are talking about you. They all want to fuck you. So at Coachella, like that guy wants to give you a hotel room or wants to give you a drink or whatever, he wants to fuck you. So if you want to hang out with me, like I will make sure that doesn't happen to you this trip. And I was like, I don't want that to happen to me. Thank you very much.
Oh, wow.
And so he hung out with me the
He
whole weekend.
protected you.
And he was literally, truly kind the whole weekend. Like the best, like, game
That's
ever.
the best game.
And he hung out with me and my other
He
hot
made you
Latina
feel
friends.
safe.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
and he took
feel
care of
safe.
us. We were younger than him, and he would bring us beer. We would like he did eat. He held my girlfriend's hand, my best friend's hand, and it wasn't even a thing because at that age we're all just like loosey goosey.
Right.
And that night, my mom, she was like, she called me and she said, Natalie, I don't know if you're still at Coachella, but I have a timeshare. I let my friend let me use her timeshare, so I have a place to stay at night tonight if you guys don't want to sleep in the car. And I did, and this guy was so wholesome. I was like, do you want to stay at my mom's house? He's like, yeah, of course. And he had a separate room, and he slept there respectfully. And when we had Mexican food, and then my mom was like, you're going to marry this guy. I'm like, ew, he's just so, like, corny. And it all happens, but I was just like,
Mama knows best.
And he told me in retrospect, I was like, why were you so good? He's like, of course I wanted to fuck you. That was my game. But he waited like 2 months. The long game. He let me get crazy. 2004 we met. 2006 I was like, this is too good. We're gonna break up. We broke up for a whole year.
Let's break this up.
Are we the same person? Are you me?
Hold on.
Yeah,
I see
broke up for a year, and I said, if in 365 days I still miss you, then it's good. And he was like, 365 days. I'm like, hi. And then and I did all the things. LA nightlife, like I did all of it to live it out. I was 22.
Yeah.
And then I was like, hi. And he was like, I do want to see you, but you have to earn me. And I respected that. And I
damn.
was like,
Wait, what's your name? Vlad?
Yeah, Vlad.
Okay, Vlad.
The playboy.
Respect. Listen, Vlad, we might need to have you on here to give the men some.
In retrospect, again,
Vlad's
he
next.
went, I've always wanted you, but I wanted you to feel that I'm worthy too. And I was like, I get it now.
You're right, because you know
And I loved all of it, so I just like dinners and esting and all the things. And I was just sucking dick and like making him feel.
I'm learning so many new terms.
What are these terms?
I know.
What is it?
SDing.
I'm stealing that. No 6-year-olds know that.
Yeah. I don't know, in case one family is listening right now. And so I was just like, you don't want to forget me. You know, that whole moment. And, you know, he did take me back, even though he tells me in retrospect, inevitably I was. He loved the playing the game moment. And we've been hardcore ever since. And we've been together since, you know, we met when I was 20 and I'm 36.
Wow.
And, you know,
16 years.
Yeah, I'm sassy and he still deals with me. And he always still tells me till this day, are you trying to sabotage things right now?
Damn.
Have you guys ever done couples therapy? I mean, you've talked about therapy, so.
I do therapy alone. We've done couples therapy, but they always end up loving him because he's the voice of reason. And I was just like, I don't feel seen right now.
I don't like you as a therapist.
Okay, that's kind of
need
how
to
Jamila
be
feels
alone.
about couples therapy.
Are we the same?
I literally think we
twin
are.
souls?
I think we are. I'm like, I know you're not. I know you're not the same sign, but you're my sister.
Yeah, and so I told him I need to work out some things. I said, honestly, you're the picture of perfect when it comes to your life and everything you've been through. He said his biggest issues he's had is like fitting in, and he came here from Moscow when he was 9 and he didn't speak English. So his biggest issues were he was a good boy and fitting into a bad world. And I can't really tell. I'm like, that's not a hard job.
Oh, what is he, Cancer?
He's a Pisces like me.
Oh, yeah, Pisces
He's
are
a
Pisces.
good boy.
Wait,
Pisces.
Good boy fitting into a bad world.
Wait,
I'm like, that's your biggest issue.
That's his true. That's his true like self. That's how he feels.
I love that.
And he has pierced ears, and I love it. It's hot to me that he tries to be like bad because I'm like, you're my little baby.
Stop. That's so cute. Trying to be.
I'm like a walking, living tattoo on his life. I'm just like, but he loves it about me because I knew he dated like cholas before, like a few girls, and I'm just like, I know what you're doing, but let me show you the real woman. And it's been so fun that I always say tame the wild beast. It's not that deep, but it's just that I really feel like he made me just like, I've been abused enough and abused enough. How about this new life of like, just like, and we're not wholesome. We partied our lives away when we were together. We did all of the things. But you know what? He's the first one, if I'm on the verge of, I've done enough of the thing, he'll drive us home. And he'll be like, I sobered up because I saw you in pain, so I'm going to drive us home.
He's a responsible one.
Yeah, because you call a partner. He knows how to read you and take care of you. He took care of you the first night.
Yeah, you know? And he waited for me. His patience is beyond. He waited for me to grow up because, you know, that year I just needed leaving a positive relationship because I'm like, it's too good, goodbye. He could have been like, fuck you.
Right.
But he waited
for me. 365, okay.
I'm going to do a lot in 365. Right. And he waited and, you know, bless his heart. I mean, he still has work cut out for him. I'm not like turned. I'm the same person.
But the fact that you've been together all this time and that he can still look at you in your face and say, you're sabotaging shit.
Yeah. He'll say that to me.
And like just call you out and keep it moving. Like, look what you're doing, bitch.
100%.
I'm seeing you right now.
I'll say throw out the trash and then he doesn't. I get home like, why didn't you throw it out? Like, I need you to do it. Why don't you respect me? And he's like, it's not that deep. Like, I didn't get to it today. I will get to it tomorrow. Don't try to, like, sabotage it. But I think
The
it's
whole
such a
night.
big thing, so I'm trying to catch little, like,
Yeah.
gains.
Something has to be wrong here.
Like,
I
what's
feel like
happening?
you just don't listen. You just don't want to listen to me. You heard me say it,
And you did it on purpose.
still didn't do it.
It's an inner child thing that us at our age, like, women of a particular age, we are trying to face our inner child.
Ooh. Are
Oh
you,
my god,
don't be calling me out like that.
Wait, is there a book called Women of a Particular Age? Because if
Oh.
not, there needs to be. Because I
Right.
feel like that's a whole ass book. Because I feel like there's a particular age in womanhood in general.
For
when you
everything,
start- when you
so.
start figuring shit out.
Oh my gosh.
There's different milestones. I think
A
there's
little
even,
bit.
There's like brackets. So there's like, no, you guys are babies, honestly. There's like 24 to 34. You're in a bracket, and 34 to like 43 or something.
But
and I'm in the other one.
24 to 34
well,
is
I'm
a big ass
I'm
bracket.
33 this month, so I mean, I'm almost
I promise.
on the other side.
35 and up, you're 40, baby. And it's
Just
fine.
Chill. Just,
It's-
you're
I'm
not. You're not.
I'm okay with that.
I
Like, I really don't.
We don't crack though. Let's just be.
I'm not afraid of age. I'm afraid of aging.
I'm fine with the numbers.
I'm fine with the numbers. Give me all the numbers, bitch. I want the wisdom. Just give me the same face while we're here.
I
With
mean,
that skin.
I know.
That's
This bitch takes like
no.
no bad pictures.
No, I'm starting to
Mm-mm.
feel
No,
things.
No.
She's like, you put on makeup. I'm like, yes.
I think I want to be sleeping upside down.
I'm
So
seeing
then,
like,
like, it'll just be like
Oh,
this
blood
the
will
whole
rush to
time.
your
no disrespect, but I'm seeing babies much younger than us with the skincare, lack of skincare routine or using the wrong products.
They're not using sunscreen.
They're using too many products.
Too many things.
It's times have changed.
There's like a Kylie Jenner effect or something. That's
No,
just
well,
like,
just they're
too much
they're
stuff.
filling their face and then they end up looking older. I'm like, you look older than me.
walk into a high school right now.
It's trippy.
I'm intimidated.
No, I, honestly, like, who the fuck
I
tell
don't-
you that
Oh my
contour?
I don't want to be in high school at all.
No.
I'm scared of high school.
I looked at
In
my
fact,
yearbook
I'm
this
so
weekend and
grateful
I was like,
didn't
these
have-
are babies.
I'm so glad all I had was like Friendster. Like I didn't even and MySpace in high school.
Friendster! Shout out
All
Friendster!
right, those were all the two things
I don't
I had.
remember
I couldn't
Friendster.
even get on Facebook because Facebook was only
Only
for
for
college.
18. As soon as I got to college, I got one, but I had MySpace.
Oh god, but
My
like
co-contacts
but
were all on
Instagram and
Friendster.
TikTok and all these goddamn dance videos.
I
Like, I can't.
can't.
I don't. I'm so glad.
I'm very impressed by that, this generation, but I'm also like scared for them.
I'm
'Cause
so
what happens
impressed.
next?
They're
What are they gonna do when they're our age? Like,
They're so
they're gonna be burnt
intelligent.
out.
Yeah, and
They're
they're gonna age
They're
much
gonna look
faster.
so.
They're so smart, but they have no idea
They're
what
kinda
like
dumb.
pieces. They have no idea
They
what like
peaked
piece
at 12,
is.
13 years old.
There's some that do. There's some
Peace?
that there's
You said
peace, like
Yeah.
quiet, like disconnection.
Sensory overload.
Even me, like we're on the edge of that, and I will say, like I'm 100 and 400% addicted to my phone, and like it is a problem.
What's your daily hours? Do you
I don't
know
even
it?
wanna
I don't
look
wanna
at it.
You honor your hours?
No.
Do
I
you honor
I
your
just
hours?
look at what they are and I'm just like, I don't like
You
that.
know what it is?
It's
It's
a
not even
lot.
that I'm addicted to my phone. I'm addicted to my phone. I'm addicted to my phone because work is on my phone, but then also like leisure is on my phone. So they're both there, just there. And so it's easy for me to get there, start working, take a break on my phone, go back to work on my phone, then take another break looking at some shit on my phone.
Are the men you've ever been with on Instagram? On phone? Are they on social media platforms?
Yeah, and it's so funny. My boyfriend now is on Instagram, but he doesn't really use his phone a lot, so he gets really irritated with me.
They don't understand it, yeah.
But no, and I get it. Like I understand his frustration, but also like I'll be like I'm working, and then I'm not working for like maybe 45 minutes, and he's like, but you're still on your phone. I'm like, I'm not. I'm just. You're right.
Confused.
Yeah, you're like, you're right.
You're right. You're right.
He doesn't use my husband doesn't use Instagram at all. He just uses Facebook to check on like family or like share political views or something. But Instagram he does, and he's like, I could feel it's toxic there, and I'm just like, I literally need it for my brand to
Right,
share.
you have to, yeah.
Yeah, so it's just like, I just wonder if men, it's a different purpose. It serves a different purpose. I don't even know if I want to be with a guy that's like hardcore into branding on IG.
No,
I'm like,
no.
there's one of us.
Yeah, well, only needs one of us, yeah.
Mhm.
Adventure Babe wasn't an Instagram guy, and I was happy about that.
You like that.
Yeah, chill. I don't need any men taking selfies. I don't need you to be posting a lot of selfies of yourself. I'm good.
I think Instagram's taking a dark turn though.
Yeah.
I think the way people are sharing like their riches, abundance, it's toxic for people because this could be enough. hanging out with your people
Yeah.
could be enough.
It is
but
enough.
if you it is enough.
It is.
But if you see that someone else has only designer labels or only this and that, or their house is polished yet they have a child, or they breastfed till their kid was 100, like 18 or whatever, 4 years old, it's just there's just so much judgment and so much one-upping that it's so toxic. And that's why it's like sorority culture. I could never join that in college. I was just like, I need to shake shit up. That's why we're slowly scaling Fashion Mamas, because I'm like, I don't want people in the group or on our Fashion Mamas account that are just like always one-upping each other. We have to show the mess too, because I'm like so messy.
Well, you know what?
We have to.
I commend you for like showing the mess too, because like of course me and Erica do it because we've almost conditioned ourselves just to get more comfortable.
Thank God for you guys, honestly.
And and even for us it gets hard, but like for you to come on here, be honest, keep it real, and like you guys, when we say she is like the chicest brand ever.
Yeah, like
I'm not that I'm surprised. I know you're cool, but I'm like, this is such a good message for like just for the mom community period, because it appears like so much, and there's so much beneath the surface,
Absolutely.
So I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Speaking of your brand, did you start it? I mean, you started it in
2014.
And so
there were no resources like this, girl.
Right, and how old was your child?
3 months.
So what?
And I had mastitis back to back. I had 3 bouts of mastitis with Diego.
What is mastitis?
Oh, thank God you don't know what that is. Honestly, it's a oh my God, infection in your breast.
Oh.
When you're trying to breastfeed, and blood and bacteria, is going back into your body, and it feels like glass inside your boobs.
Oh no!
And I had that 3 times with Diego, and then by 4th month he was like smooth sailing. But I kept going because I'm just such a masochist, I guess, or like addicted. And so I was just like, I gotta see if I could do it.
Right.
And like, thank God I was able to overcome it. But women that want to stop when that first hurt, my mom told me, you hurt a little, and then I started formula feeding you. I came out fine. It's all good.
Right.
Feed your baby, however.
I am your mom. No.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
So
I breastfed for 4 months, maybe. Yeah, 4 months, and it just became too hard for me. And then they were like, "You can give her the bottle." I was like, "I can." Boom. But I do wish that like I had more people that would have empowered me to keep going. I had no one. Everyone was like, "Yeah, just do that." Yeah. Her dad was like, "Sounds like he's right." My mom was like, "Eh." I was like, "All right."
It's so isolating. Absolutely. And so when I created Fashion Mamas, I was just, the only reason I was doing it was because I care about my job so much. Like, I know I just had a baby, but I can't wait to write that story, go back to Paris Fashion Week or whatever. And I was like, I wonder if there's other moms that are having this dilemma of also caring a lot about their career and their kid, even though their kid was just born. Because I've met so many mothers that are like, this is my life's purpose. Thank God for all of those women, but that wasn't in me. And I was like, I don't have postpartum depression. I have more of just like, damn, I'm still me inside. I'm not going to do all the other things. And I'll have you know, I had my baby in 2014. I had my first OD in 2008, and I was sober till then. I didn't do anything because I was so shook, scared straight. So I had a long time to recover. But so I was just like, I want to experiment and put together some of the women in the fashion industry, so models, designers, artists, editors, and just have them talk amongst each other. And I love putting on an event because I was already a fashion editor. So I was working with Racked. I was a senior editor there, and I was like gift bags, all the fun things. So I had a lot of brand contacts, and I loved that aspect of it. And I said, why don't I put them all in a room and see if I can learn from them? And in turn, they're like, yeah, Natalie, we love you. And they're all talking organically. And I love that they were just gluing to each other. And right after the event, they were just like, when's the next one? And I didn't know that there was a next one. I just thought and I was like, Fashion Mamas good, just because I hashtagged that in like November 2014. And so many women were like, that's me. And then I was like, fucking trademark that. Like, just do it,
Right.
And then by December, I was like, I don't know, do people ever like create membership? Soho House, I'm a long-time member, so I was just always like, they do a membership, should I do? And I did a membership, and there weren't communities like that yet. And I was like, this is my favorite thing, like to organize events for everyone. And just, I'm type A as fuck, so they all are multi-talented and dynamic as fuck. And they do things I can never do, but I know how to be the one to create the event and plan it.
Mhm.
And so they were like, we like that you do that and you can put us all in the same room and be the icebreaker. And I'm a negotiator and I know how to put together a deck and a sales pitch, and I have a business mind. So it was all of the things I love to do. And I'm a writer, so we had an editorial leg of everything. And I was just like, how fun is this? And by the way, I didn't leave my job for 2 years after running Fashion Mamas, so I was doing both.
Oh my gosh.
I was an editor and doing Fashion Mamas. And it was a hard job, and I didn't ask for help during that time because I was so scared to ask for help. I don't know. Sometimes you just feel like moms sometimes feel like they have to run the world and be drained and be a shell of themselves by the end, and that shows that you're productive. And then by 2016, I was like, maybe I should get an assistant because we actually are gaining revenue. And it blew up organically, and that's my story. I don't like to share with people. Buy into me and I'll tell you the secrets of my business. I'll tell you right now.
Right.
Like, it's not that deep. Like, believe in yourself, have crazy ambition. Like, ambition is like the top of the top of the top. Be obsessed and you wake up. If you're thinking about that when you wake up, like, how can I tweak this and make it special? Then you're in the right profession. If you're like, how can I make a business to make me money? Universe they'll be like, you're in it for the wrong reasons.
It's so true.
Mm-hmm.
It's so true.
Yeah, and so here it is, 600 members members from Austin to Australia. In LA, we have 400 members alone. And it's just been this thing where they let me be unapologetically me. And I've become more of me in 2020. And yeah, it's amazing that in this day and age that something like this can exist for women, because I feel like I'm really helping them be more of, like, be their real authentic selves all the time. And I don't know, it's corny, but I'm just like, I'm at service to them, and I just want women and all people to win. And I say all people because I created another community too.
I know, congratulations, because I saw that. That's amazing. And what's that one called? Because that's not just for moms. That's really for everyone. Which is really cool.
It's called Creative Career Club. And my big thing was, when I was a fashion editor, I was writing about my favorite trans designers, my favorite male designers, my favorite women designers that happen to not be moms, that happen to be moms, my favorite non-binary, like all people. And that's always been my core. The reason why I created Fashion Mom is because I literally saw a void, and the universe was like, create it, bitch. And so I created it. And so I nailed what a community takes. So I have so many friends that are just like, men and women that are just like, can you ask your community if they have like a graphic designer? And I was just like, wait, I see all of these like business-minded platforms. Why, like, is that a thing? It's like, oh, it's only female empowerment communities.
Well, it's also a feel of trust. Like, people like the trust.
Yes.
Like, even though I was telling Jamila today, like, and I'm like, I feel like we've leaned on our community for things that, like,
oh, she did tell me this today.
And like, I just feel like these are the people I want to ask. Actually,
Yes.
they know me. They know what I like. They know what I want. Like, you know, they have a
people.
yes,
Yeah, there are people. We plan dinners in New York and say, hey, just meet us and we'll see what happens. And every time it's like we create real friendships and real bonds because we've like gravitated towards people who are the same.
Yeah.
Erica and Mila, I want to say one thing. No matter what someone goes, like, they're onto something, like badass moms, da-da-da. Something they'll never be as you. They'll never be you. I'm here for you guys. Like, I want to hear from you and your thoughts and your unraveling and then the wins and the challenges. That's the thing. No one is youer than you. And I just feel like with Fashion Mamas, a lot of people, when I created the application form for CCC, I'll say, why do you want to join? And they'll say, because you're proven that you have a successful community and there's a lot of paid memberships out there. And you've built something that I've been watching along the way, and I want that for me, and I don't fit into the box that you've created for FM. And it's simple as that. Like, I want to create what we're building with FM, but broaden it, and it's not a wider net on purpose to drive a revenue that's like everyone's a pawn. It's like, no,
you know more people. You're more than a mom. You're more than a mom.
I miss it so much. I have so many friends.
You have an amazing mother community, and like, in order to be in Fashion Mamas, the one requirement, is to be a mother. So yes, you've cultivated a community for motherhood and mothers, creatives, and everyone alike. But like, you also,
CCCs.
there's also,
on the creative side.
right, your creative side.
And
has
a lot
so
of
many
FMs
other-
have applied for that, and like, God bless it. That's awesome. There's different opportunities there because I want to make sure that's like loud and clear. But
I have a question. What is the application? Because I'm a member of Soho House too, and like that was like very, political, and it was.
I am too.
Because in LA, I've been a member maybe 3 years now, but like the LA house, it was like the LA house is full. Like I don't know.
I can push up your application.
Yeah.
I know someone.
Elite,
Yeah.
having a members only community and elite anything or like exclusive anything, it causes for elitism.
No,
and
but
I've been called all the names in the world.
No, look, I get it. Like I get cultivating a community, a safe space where everyone feels safe, and there's
Right.
so many different personalities, and there's just different levels to this shit. I guess
Yeah.
is the only way I can say it. And so I understand that. So that's why that's why I'm curious, because even like with our events, like from like me and Jamila, sometimes we would have events at my house. There's people like I don't know everyone, but I would invite strangers to my home.
100%.
But like it's all about
we can have
vibe.
strangers at the house.
It's all about vibe, and it's like we don't want to make it sound like
Because I met someone one time, don't mean.
some of my best friends now, like Nisha. I didn't like shout out Nisha. She's getting a moment on this.
She's
show.
sorry.
She was all the moments. She introduced
love
us.
you, baby.
We literally know each other because of Nisha.
Speaking of Nisha, we're gonna slide this in real quick. This is not a paid ad, but if you've heard of us talk about our
Mama
friend
Soul
Nisha,
Bakes.
yeah,
Mama
Soul
Soul.
Bakes. If you've seen us post on Instagram about Nisha, she's the bitch that makes all
The
the
cakes.
bomb ass cakes you see.
Mama
On our
Soul
Instagram.
She
Bakes.
also curates all of our events, elevated room events.
She does it all,
She
baby.
basically does everything perfect.
No, but if you're
She has a perfectly shaved, like perfect head.
no, she's gorgeous.
My baby had a helmet, so I watch head, and I'm just like,
She's
you guys have
gorgeous.
really
Her
beautiful-
husband's gorgeous. Her child's gorgeous. It's annoying, but listen,
Mhm.
she
makes great cakes.
If you're in LA and you need baked or events, or you just not in LA and want to plan a wedding, like she's literally planning your wedding too. So shout out to Nisha.
You know, and so with that said, I didn't know her from anyone, but she joined this, and I'm sure she walked in. I'm not underestimating the applicant. She walked into this, and she's just like, I will invest in something like this because I see someone, like a vibe that I'm interested in.
Mm-hmm.
So it's more about that. It's not an elitism. It's nothing or nothing. It's like, what's your vibe? You're like, you use your voice for change, and you're individual in your expression. And she was just like, that's me. So if she saw a brand that she's just like, that's not for me, but I'm taking all moms.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking what I can get. Give me your tuition. But she'd be like, I could feel that you guys are just down for whatever because you want to make a buck.
Right.
And that's not what I do. And so when women are mad that, you know, we don't accept, and by the way, it's all backgrounds of all women, and I've gotten a lot of different hate mail, and it's just like, we're creating, and I don't like to say, like, say family with community because it sounds like culty, but it's just like, we're just creating an energy that when you're in our space, you can gain something from the people you talk to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're on the same level, and it's not like you're all have 100,000 followers or you're all founders of this. It's not that. It's what you said. It's a vibe you're curating.
It's a vibe. But it is.
You
it's
know
like,
your
it's
people.
like
You
a-
know your people.
It is like a fine web of like how. Oh, this person. Oh, you work in this. Like, say you work in beauty. Oh, you work in tech. Somehow they can still come together. Or like, oh, maybe you're a stay-at-home mom. But you're a stay-at-home mom, but like you have aspirations.
Or you're simply in the fashion creative world. Like we have a jewelry designer in the group that's so subdued and quiet, and bless her for it. And she doesn't like speak it. She's not like us, but I know that she brings something because I love what she builds and creates, and I love that she's just speaking to a specific market. And we believe in that. So you're not going to always see a girl in there that's like wearing the lowest whatever and drinking all of the thing. It's not about that. It's a vibe. And unless you're a community leader, like, I know it's hard to target exactly what you mean by that.
But also, I think, even speaking back to what you said about, when you get a certain age, you start to address your inner child. There's just a thing, like, in general, as you grow and as you hit different, you grow in age, there are things that come to forefront and things that, become important. One of which, immediately, you start to be like, who am I giving my energy to? Who am I around? What are they about? What are their goals? where are they going? Where are they headed? And are we in a like-minded place? When I come around you and then I leave, am I gaining? Do I feel fulfilled and happy? Do I feel like I've gained something? Have you motivated me and inspired me and left me feeling full and hungry? Because overall, like, that's the goal of life. Like, money, wealth, Instagram is cool, all these things are cool, but like, do I feel good and am I growing? And I think when you grow spiritually, you inevitably that you grow in finances and abundance because you're aligned with your purpose. You're being authentically you. And so, I think people can be like, oh, how, I don't have enough Instagram followers, so maybe that's why I'm not in the club or X, Y, and Z. But it's almost like not a filtering of, like, I even tell Erica even with Nisha's our friend, her husband Brandon, all of our friends literally were like, damn, we can go within for mostly anything. A cake, an event, photography, video production and editing, makeup. I mean, if we really put our heads...
My life is a fashion mama community.
Right.
Yes,
You know what I mean? Like,
baby.
you curate your life in the same way that you would curate the space that you want to create, is what I'm
Anyone
saying.
who's listening that is like, I don't understand why you don't accept everyone, right? Think about if you were creating a community for whatever your industry is, tech or, kitchenware, whatever it is. So you're telling me that you would just take any monies from people because you want to gain as many people as you want? That's not healthy for you, and that's not healthy for the person.
I think also, like, people would join your community and be like, I don't fit in here, and then leave. Because,
Yes,
like, same like people come to visit our podcast. Like, for example, we were just talking about this, that when we first signed up, we first started our podcast, somehow, I don't know how this happened, you guys, but we were in the
Like
religion
Disney.
and spiritual section of Apple Podcast. Okay, could you
I
imagine?
don't know how we didn't get more bad
We
reviews.
probably-
This isn't a religious experience for me, but okay.
Okay, I agree, but like people that are looking for God and they're listening to us, they're either gonna hate us or love us. They're gonna leave immediately. Like you have to know your like we
You
know
know your
you know your
people.
audience. The people like you either like Good Moms Bad Choices
Or you fucking hate
or
it.
you think we're fucking annoying. You think we're terrible parents. I don't know, but like I think like you cut the fat off of shit when you know what your brand is, and I think knowing what your brand is really important. And we don't really talk about like business or podcasting on this on our show a lot, but like I think even me and Jamila, like having a brand essentially, like we've really understood like who we are, what we talk about,
What we represent.
and what our topics
That
are,
shouldn't
and
be something that-
it's always authentic because it's authentically us, and I think that's really what it's come down to is understanding who we are authentically. Are we perfect? Do we have it all figured out? Absolutely not.
Right.
But what I do know is that like I know like who I am. I'm still figuring out what I need and what I want for that person. And I think we have a platform where people join us on this journey. every
Boy, do
week.
they.
Do you know how much of a gift it is, by the way, ladies, to give your whole selves and share this? There's so many people that feel this inside, what you guys are sharing, and they just hold it in because they're just like, I'm polished. I got my shit together. And you're just like, I got my shit together, but here are the things that are unraveling lately.
Mm-hmm.
And that's such a gift to know how to articulate it.
I don't know if it's articulation. I mean, maybe sometimes I don't know what it is.
Like
it
it's
isn't.
regurgitation.
But honestly, it's therapy.
I love it.
It's therapy for me,
cathartic.
and our community has meant so much. We have this. Honestly, sometimes I call it accidental. I guess it was accidental at first, but now it's very intentional. And I think like with that intentionality, is that a word?
Mm-hmm. With more intentionality.
Comes that like protection and comes that like curation. And like so going back to like how you curate your brand, like I understand it, I get it, and like
And I'll take all of the like L's along the way that people are just like, I get it all. Like I'll get all of the hate mail. It's so important in the end to make sure that the crew feels like cohesive.
Right.
Because I just can't yell louder that, okay, you know what? Free reign. The community will come in. You'll pop in that, like, I admire greatly, and you'll just be like, literally, it's a free-for-all. You're like, peace. You really all want... And you know what? There's something like that, and I don't think it should be paid. If it's for everyone, I
Right.
don't think something like that should be paid.
And also, you know what? It's a good, like, it's a good check. You know, like not check, like it checks you, because I think even for us, we're like, oh wow, this is very classy. This is very elegant. These women are very smart and expensive. Fit in.
I don't like
fit
it.
in. Actually, wait, the first
like
wait, the
that.
first.
No.
But what I'm saying is,
Actually, the first
I'm
fashion.
gonna bring more grime to it.
No, listen.
But remember the first Fashion Moms event? You didn't even come. I came to do a photo shoot, and I left you in the car.
Oh yeah.
But
Remember?
you were so cute.
I came. Was I with Irie? We were.
You had to take her. I don't know. Were you? I just went to the bathroom, but we stopped
I
by.
don't like that you stayed in. We would have vibed.
Well, I went. No,
We're
I
soul
was.
twins.
I was
at
like,
this
I don't
point.
pay the membership. I'm not gonna come in.
No.
She told me to stay in the car.
I didn't know. I was like, I don't know. Just stay
They're
there.
gonna ask for your ticket.
It was me. It was my fault. I literally was like, I don't know. Just. Well, I'll be right back.
I was like, this is so
Actually,
exclusive.
Irie wasn't with me actually. It was like I took a solo picture. I remember because that's where I met Artiera.
So yeah.
It was like in
Heyday.
Mid City. Yes.
Because I
Heyday,
love your
that's what
story.
called.
And it's like
I
I
love
love
your story.
a facial place in the front too.
Yeah.
There's like all the
Yeah, no,
I'm laughing at myself thinking about it. Go ahead.
No, it's funny because it all comes full circle because like because I'd never been to like I think even I had maybe just I'd never
You
really
had just
been.
joined and you were like,
That was after
here I
Coachella.
am.
I didn't know how fucking memberships go. I was like, you stay here.
Well, I think the whole thing is it can seem really intimidating.
But it doesn't have to.
No,
be.
it isn't. And like I think as even as women, and we're in a community where we encourage like a safe space and non-judgment and all these things, but like as soon as we got to that event at Mama Mirage,
You're like, oh.
I was like, oh, everybody's cool. You know what I mean? Like everyone looks you build up this thing in your mind, and like you see these women, and you're like, well, what's the requirements to get in? You
I
have
think
to do
it's an impression that people, if it's something's successful, it must be uptight or it must
right,
be this.
but then you get there and it's just like a group of cool.
I've been working with brands and they spend a lot of money, and I'm just like, guess what? We're never gonna change our loosey goosey ways. We're just gonna be ourselves, and that's the thing that we're trying to change that connotation. Because I think a lot of brands, you think you go and you're like, I'm just like, did you see me at the last summit in March? Like I was late to the summit because I was on edibles. And I told everyone there, and I'm just like, I am so because I heard a COVID thing. But it's not going to bother us, right?
Right.
And then that weekend we got locked down.
Yeah, of course.
We all
So
had
what happened? So she stayed in the car.
So just stay in the car. No, I took.
Did you
pictures.
hate the like?
No, I.
Baby she was a tiny one.
I didn't have actually. Now that I think about it, I didn't have my daughter there. No, I.
my
actually,
baby.
Okay, but I met Artiera, and I just remember her daughter her hair was so beautifully braided, and I was like, oh.
She does she's another one that does everything.
She is. Everybody's
She's-
fun.
No, your community has connected so many people because then Artiera started working with Nisha. Like your community, like because of the way that you run it, it really truly is impactful, and that's really what I think you're trying to do is like be impactful and be useful and like make like beneficial connections.
Create
Like,
It's like the
friendships
moment
and network.
a member applies, I'm already playing matchmaker, and I'm already like, who would she
It's
vibe
big
with,
work.
and like, what would they create together? And the moment that happens, and you manifested it upon application, you're just like, yay!
Yeah.
And there's a mama matchmaker system now.
oh really?
So you can apply.
You know, we
and-
love an astrology or a connection.
We-
Like, literally, the other day, like she was like, I don't know what the fuck is his rising sign. I'm like you
It
know. I'm like,
matters.
but you know him. She's like, it doesn't matter.
I need to know.
She's like, it doesn't matter if I know him. I need to know what the internet says. What does the connection
What
say?
did the stars say?
What do the fucking stars say?
Matchmaking matters.
But you get it. And
Yeah.
what you're creating is the same way. You wouldn't just let any person in just because you want to. It's quality over quantity. And quality doesn't mean you gotta look a certain way. It's a vibe. You're curating.
It's a vibe, and it's
if
okay.
you don't know your brand story and marketing, like baby.
It's not
like
your
that's-
brand.
Yes.
This is the brand because it's about us. We created it, and if you vibe with
If you're in
us,
an elevator with the person that could like take your business to the next level, if you're really like, I don't know, whoever pays the tuition.
I think you
You
have
can't
to
say
look,
that.
honestly, like I feel like you have to look at your brand, no matter how large or extensive it is, like you look at your circle. What is it that like who do you want in your circle? Like you don't want everybody in your circle. Are you a bitch because you don't want to be friends with everybody? No. Like you can love people from afar, you can support people from afar, but not everybody needs
you
to
can be in your circle.
You want
Everyone's
to
not
know
your
the big
vibe.
pain point of that though? There are people that are like, I'll take anything. But the thing is, I don't know about you, but I'm very skeptical of that. So they'll
I'm a
want to
Scorpio,
be.
of course I'm skeptical.
They'll want to be in any.
This is a water sign right here. This
I'm
Scorpio-
already-
Woo! We're
Scorpio, the Pisces, and the Cancer.
It's like we're watching
We're
you.
waving here.
Yes!
I
Drinking wine.
know. Okay, speaking of this Love White, you guys.
I
I swear it's not
drunk.
sponsored. I feel so bad.
I wasted.
I literally,
Wait,
during
I
this, I was
should
like,
call them
I
now.
literally looked at the alcohol percentage.
I'm drunk.
Is 12% a lot?
It feels like it's a lot.
I feel it feels like it is a lot. I literally looked at this during this.
Low
like,
key now, maybe they should be a sponsor for a Good Mom's
Low key, I'm about to hit up Love White.
We
Look,
better-
like,
we
we did
better.
a whole ass ad
I'm
already
gonna
for you.
CC you on that email.
This is like a Friday afternoon. Love Light. Okie dokie.
Straight up, I don't know. Period on what we said.
Right.
Like, just know your community, because if you don't, like, that is literally you just hoping that any Joe or John, Joan or Joe, are down for whatever you're selling.
Well, it's just
You
like
can't be that way. I see right through it.
it's just money. But do you want to cultivate something that's meaningful? It's like, do you want money or do you want meaningful? You know?
I want both, and I think it's possible.
But you can
I
have both, right? But is it just money, or is there meaning behind your drive in creating your brand?
I think when you create something meaningful,
that.
money will come.
Yeah.
Yes, and then
You know?
and it will come naturally because you're so passionate about what you're doing.
And then the number one thing when I read, so the important thing, I don't know if anyone's building a community listening, but the most important thing to add on your application is, why do you want to join? I know it sounds like you just want me to kiss your ass, but it's really that you want to know why they want to join. What are they missing in their life? And it's data for you. And what I always hear is like, I haven't found this group, or there's a lot of groups, but I see that you guys are pro-cannabis, or I see that you guys are activists, and you're just like, okay, I'm in the right direction. Because they'll never share, I don't know, because, sometimes there are women that are
I'm
just like,
curious to know what I wrote.
I was literally about to say, what was your answer?
What
I think
the
you
fuck
asked
did I-
me.
what
I
the
think
fuck
I think she was like, I'm filling out
No,
this fucking
I don't
application
know.
of being a mom crew. It feels so weird. What should I write? I was like, I don't know.
I really want to know what I wrote. Maybe we can find it.
You probably isn't it an email.
Wait, I want you to find it. Is it an email somewhere?
I'm just like, shit. But I have a gangster search, and so I could find it right now.
Gangsta search it. We'll
Should
post
I?
it with the
Should I search
episode.
it?
Yeah.
I don't want to search.
Why?
Right now?
Stop it.
No, not right
Okay,
now. Later. We'll post it later because I'm actually really curious what I wrote.
Well, you
because-
got in, so.
I mean, because what was
But
I?
it's so, I hate
I'm
like
just
this sound of
kidding.
it. Wait, where are you though? Like,
I know.
low-key, I was just like, because we're literal twins at this point.
You know,
Our
we literally
story-
are. I'm like, wow, you too? Okay.
But yeah.
Well, I was just like on Erica's coattail because I guess I didn't care about going to the party in Mom Raj. I just stayed in the car at Mom Raj. I was like, are you sure you have a plus
Yeah,
one?
because I was like,
My husband noticed you guys.
well, I
I was
told her, I was
like,
like, I'm part of this community. I was like, I've never been to any of the events. I probably need to go. And I was like, we're going.
I was
to
like, are you sure I can come? And then I was like, oh, are the kids gonna be there? I think I was wearing like a see-through hot pink top.
Please do.
Yeah, you were actually.
I was like, let me put on a shirt underneath because my nipples are on. And then I was like, women brought their kids to Coachella?
Yeah. That's
And then-
already an issue.
But they were the only ones without our kids. And we were like,
and
there
that's
were
the-
a few though.
You know what? But that I love too because
Made
like
you feel-
even before then though, like I've been going to Coachella since I was like maybe 17. And
like
it's-
Natalie here doing it in the car.
Yeah, the first Coachella I went to, like I think Coldplay was playing. It was like 2000.
This is such
I
an
did
LA
Radiohead,
conversation.
baby, Beastie Boys,
No,
like.
ooh, wait, and I saw them too.
mm.
But I remembered before I had kids seeing someone at Coachella. I'll never forget this visual because I never had seen it before. I was like this father, and he had his son on his back, and the son had like the headphones
Yes.
on, and they were at Coachella, and I was on drugs for sure. And so I was like, what the fuck? They have their kids.
But isn't that such a powerful?
Wait, but I
Power
was
play right
even
there.
at that point, like I was judging for sure, 100% because I had no kids and I was probably on acid or something. But also, I was like, this kind of like, I want to bring my kids.
That would
to
be me as a
Coachella.
parent.
No. But then every time me and Jamila go, it's like it's perfectly at the time we're like we need a fucking break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we always leave. And like this year's Coachella, wait, was that? Did we go? Was that?
Last year, my husband
That was the same Coachella.
That was-
watched
oh.
the kids.
Girl, actually, you should listen to that episode because that Coachella,
I can't
we
wait.
had a very.
Wait, it was
It's
the
actually
party
one-
one where you came to. Okay,
It's
I wanna
actually
listen
one
to
of
that.
our like most epic episodes called Momchella.
Yay!
And we hit you, and like we go down exactly what we did, and you're in there.
Did you have like a Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas vibe?
Oh,
That's a lot.
girl.
I can't wait.
Whew, we did a lot of drugs by accident on one day,
Yeah.
By accident.
By accident on purpose. We
I
weren't
love
drugs. We
it.
took them voluntarily.
and then yeah, it was pretty epic.
I love
Um,
it.
But your events, I mean, but your event was a highlight because it was so beautifully curated, and I saw children there at essentially what our brand is about, which is like being able to do both, being able to go to a music festival but still bring your kids and have your partner there or not, you know, and like have fun, and that's okay. But you can do both. It's hard as fuck to do both,
but it's important.
But you can.
It's important to sometimes get fucked up still.
Sometimes you got to bring that kid to the birthday party.
Yeah, and sometimes that kid, like, you need to train your kids to be cool. Okay? You need to train your kids, like, we're gonna get to the party and I'm gonna let you stay up late, but go find the other kids and then go away.
Or if there are no kids, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
We've been at a birthday party.
Sleep in different beds if I tell you to go to sleep. Just
we
chill.
were at a birthday party last weekend at a socially distanced birthday party, masks on. And my son saw that there was wine in the corner and he's like, Mommy, do you want mom juice? And he went to go get it for me and he gave it to me. And I was just like, you know me.
Wait, we went to a party last weekend from like a neighbor in the neighborhood. I didn't know them very well, but it was like a very small socially distancing party, whatever. And I was having a bad day and I was just waiting to get to this party. This is me being judgmental. And there were black people. I'm like, they're definitely going to at least have like wine at the party. For sure, it's going to be like an adult but a kid party. So I get to the fucking party. There's no fucking wine. I'm pissed. But I'm there. So, you know, and then anyway, I started to like let go of the wine. I fucking drank Capri Suns. But then I met other cool moms, you know, that we had meaningful conversations, in my opinion. And even in those conversations, I had kind of judged when they walked in about what I thought they were going to be. And they were actually all really cool.
Yeah.
And I find myself doing that and then realizing it, you know, but like, I don't know what the point of this is.
Well,
except they didn't have wine at the party.
Well, I think also,
I
think also it's like that even when you are us who are not supposed to be judgmental, we can be sometimes and be surprised by the women that we meet.
Right. And then
because you want, and Sharon, shout out my therapist, I'm always like, Sharon says, but like, we reject ourselves almost because we just don't want to face the rejection if it happens. So like there'll be times where I walk into like this cookie cutter event and it's kind of like, where's the wine, and I'll already be the problem because I just want to like shake it up at that moment and let them hate me because they're gonna hate me eventually.
Right.
So I'm just like, I'm gonna already say it, but then I find that one girl's like, right, and I'm just like, baby,
and it's her party.
Right.
And I'm just like, there she is. Let's go to the corner and smoke, and we'll be right back.
Exactly.
Guess what? We are running our shit and doing it. But it's just like you feel that, and it's just like I always feel that the moment I walk into a room, and that's my own trigger, so I need to unravel.
Oh,
so, right?
Oh,
That's a whole other.
That's like literally. I think that's a great tying up the bow of this episode. Is like that you can't judge other moms because you just don't know. You never
really
know.
don't know
You
until
never
you talk.
No, and energy is important, and connection is important, and community is important, and that's why conversations are important because you meet people and you talk to them, and you're like, oh shit,
and
you
they
pull back that mushroom layer, whether you took them or not, and
then they show you like, nah, bitch, you were wrong, and sometimes it is such a projection of self. And my therapist, shout out to Isaiah, said the same thing to me this week. He was like, you know, I noticed you, this is such a long episode, I can't stop talking, I love you guys. He said, like, I feel, in your first session, you said you don't like to be being told what to do. And in this one, I think I had a dream, and he was like dismantling my dream because that's what hypnotherapy does, tells you about your subconscious. And he was like, you sound like, because in the dream I was like, I was in the forest and then we went to the airport and I was the only one who had money. And he was like, you sound like you feel like you don't have a lot of support. And then he said, sometimes, like, do you think, are you being your authentic self, or do you think you expect people to judge you, and that's why you have this thought of you don't want to be told what to do, and so you have kind of maybe a rebellious nature. And at first, like, it seemed accurate, but it also was like a lot of words. But now Sharon and you are confirming that it's true. Everything is at a projection. How we feel, our judgment, us getting angry.
We're beating him to the punch.
Yes.
We're just like, let me define me before you start putting words in my mouth. Like, this is me. I'm shaking shit up. You know what I mean? And like, parting words, but like, success comes in so many ways. You can be as successful without the trauma. You could be as successful with the trauma and your party favors. You can be all the things. It's your ambition that gets you there, and just believe that you can do it, and don't let anyone fucking tell you that you can't do it.
Right.
Like, it's absolutely possible. And if you need support, there are so many communities. There's Good Moms, Bad Choices. There's Fashion Moms. There's Creative Career Club. There's so many ways you can go. There is help, and I don't think you can do it alone. I
You
swear
can't.
to God. I swear to God.
You become empowered within your community, and I'm sure you've
I need to see
experienced
that
this.
it exists.
Yes, and I needed like, oh, there's other women. Like literally, even when me and Erica first started this, I don't think we really realized what we had embarked on. We're just like, let's do this thing. We didn't know it was like it's going to be a whole thing. And I think maybe the first week we put out the episode, like only our friends are going to listen. You know, like hopefully not our moms. And just randomly, we got a couple of DMs like from like Nelly in Florida, who's like my friend now. You know what I'm saying? And like Rainey in Australia, and it was like these little universal messages that was like, keep going. This is important. This is important because there's someone somewhere who gives a fuck that you're fucking up, and so are they. And this is the goal.
Absolutely.
GMBC till I die.
Fashion mamas,
oh
R.I.P.
my God.
Till we're in the dirt.
Oh my God. Thank you so much for coming
Thank
on.
you. This was so fun.
This is great, and I love you. And
I
I love
love
Shout
Ice.
out Low-key.
Love
I was
Ice.
kidding. I swear to God.
Where'd you
I'm not
run?
saying the brand name.
It's Friday.
Wait, can you tell our listeners where they can find you?
Yes.
After you take your
At
hit.
Natalie Alcala, NATALIEALCALA, and at Fashion Mamas, you know how to say that, and at Creative Career Club.
Mama's MAMA.
Okay, see?
Yes.
See?
Thank
Wait.
you.
No, Erica gets so mad at me.
It is MAMA, right?
Yes, it is.
I used to always say M.
MOMMA. I'm like, what the fuck is
You're
that?
like,
My
I
husband
have.
still doesn't know how to spell
She
it, so I
gets
get it.
so mad.
I get so irritated.
I'm
when
like-
even like when we're creating merch, sometimes she tries to sneak in the MOMMA. I'm like,
Yeah.
bitch, no one spells it that way.
The
And
iconic
anyone-
way is MAMA.
Right?
Okay,
It's
everyone
simple.
calm down.
It's modern.
It's modern.
It's more chic, bitch.
Okay. I thought it
I
was more
love
chic.
GMBC.
Boom.
Swear.
Boom.